store. Isn't that evolution? And I'm like, no guys, the only power tools I know go bzzz. So, I did not expect to be working where I do. And when I do, I didn't expect to be having so many problems with, like, men don't expect women to be at a hardware store, much less women who don't know what they're doing. And so they'll come in and they'll be like, I've got this plumbing problem, and I'll be like, hold on, sir. My wife is butch, I'll go get her. And so I'll bring her, and sometimes that doesn't do. And so in order to combat this now, I have started treating work like my personal drag show. So Mary no longer exists at work, it's all Mark, and god damn it, Mark needs a promotion. So I'll have these men, they'll walk in and they'll be like, oh sweetie, can you go get me the man? Go get me your boss, would ya? And I'll be like, I'm sorry sir, I am the man, my name's Mark. And I sit back and I watch the bigotry. Which one is gonna win? But by that time, their basement's flooding, it's really terrible, it's awful. So they go in there like, fine, fix it. And it's wonderful. But I find that being Mark at work is a lot of protection from a lot of things. Like I had a gentleman the other day, he comes up, he's like, ma'am, I don't usually choose women. I don't usually choose women to help me. And I said, sir, I'm not a woman. And he goes, I'm like, sir, you might be confused because I am a little short-staffed. And usually, it's great. I do get a lot of I hate my wife jokes now, though. And I can't relate because usually I look at these men and I go, my wife's pretty great. But yeah, so that's about all I have right now. Thank you guys so much for coming down and supporting us, and I appreciate you. Thanks for laughing at my jokes.
That was Mary Carmen, her second time performing. So this event is brought to you by Joke Junction. We're just like trying to grow the comedy scene here in the Grand Valley. So we have several new people that are signed up and doing comedy. We've got our next open mic is next Thursday at Charlie Wellington. So if you guys want to come to that, that'd be great.
Thursday after next.
The Thursday after next is the third Thursday. It's alliteration, so you guys can remember that probably better than me. That's fine. All right, let's bring up our first roasters. Please welcome to the stage Emily and Sabrina.
Alright, do you want to roast Shambo to see who goes first? Yeah. Can we get a drum roll? Drum roll ready? 1, 2, 3, shoot. 1, 2, 3, shoot. Ah! Alright, so I gotta go first. Sabrina, this is like only the second time I've hung out with Sabrina. And she's kind of a difficult person to roast. It's hard to roast somebody who trauma dumps on you in the first 5 minutes, and you end up trauma bonding. She taught me their daddy issues and mother wounds. So that was like the level of our first conversation. She told me in our first conversation that she has OCD and everything in her house has a place. I had a hard time believing that because her thoughts don't have a place. So everything has a place but her thoughts. If you have a conversation with her, she'll cover 10 topics in depth in the first 5 minutes. And then we're just gonna go for the low-hanging fruit. I have had thongs bigger than Sabrina. That is my 3 jokes, everybody. Thank you.
What is that? Is that butterfly milk and stardust? I knew you were a fairy godmother! If you were a flavor, I got it. If you were a flavor, you'd be vanilla, or maybe pumpkin spice.
Basic black girl.
If floral print and the color pink could fornicate, you'd be the result.
It's a good one. All right. Okay. Those are our 3 roasts. Are we moving on to the next round? Cheers.
Yeah, so, yours were true, mine were not.
All right. Give it up for Cole.
All right, well, let's get a round of applause and see who won that round.
We're doing that one. Okay.
Real quick. All right. Let's get a round of applause for Emily up there. All right, Sabrina. All right, Emily, congratulations. Yeah, give it a hug. Give it a hug.
Leave room for Jesus.
Exactly. And give it up to Sabrina. It's her first time doing Selma. Yeah. All right, so our next roasters go by the names of Shelton and Angela. So let's bring them up. Let's get a round of applause for them. Let's see them.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, one. Do you want to start us off?
Sure, I'll go.
Yeah, sounds good.
So the first time I met Shelton, he came over to my house and complimented me and told me he loved my vacuum lines. And I thought, there is no way this guy is straight. then I met his wife, and it became immediately clear who wears the strap on in that relationship.
Oh, that hurts. God damn. God, I love vacuum lines though. This is OCD, you know. Angela is a bit of a slut. Correct? Yeah. And she's a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. That's 8 years of training. That's a long time. She liked being choked so much that she got a doctorate in it, you know?
So Shelton's dad was a puppeteer, and when Shelton was young, his dad had the sex talk with him using the puppet. And this instilled in Shelton a lifelong love of having an entire hand up his ass.
Man, yeah. Puppet stuff. I didn't even see that coming. I should have seen that coming. Let's see. Angela has celiac disease, so she can't eat gluten. So all her dates know that she can't have gluten, but literally everything else is on the table.
So Shelton is such a nice guy, it's hard to believe he does jiu-jitsu. But then you roll with him and you realize he is such a fucking pussy.
That hurts extra because she can actually kick my ass. Angela is an Armenian and sleeps around, so she's like the Kim Kardashian of Clifton.
Oh shit, that's a hard one. Yeah.
Wow, what a fucking round, guys. Alright. Alright, for Angela, let's hear it. Alright. For Shelton, let's hear it. I'm gonna go with Angela. Lock it up. All right. All right.
That was awesome. That was brutal. That was perfect.
Calm down. All right. That was a wild one. All right. These next two roasters are a mated pair. They're from Grand Junction, so they're grass-fed, cage-free, you know? Which one of them appreciates because he's Mexican. But without further ado, let's bring up your next two roasters, Millie and Benny!
Mated pair? That makes us sound like we're ducks.
Yikes. All right.
Okay, you want to go first?
Go first, Mama.
All right. Get me. So, is it just me, or does Boone look like the poor love child that, I don't know, miraculously happened between this unlikely threesome with Geraldo Rivera, Rambo, and Elton John?
You're gonna get beat when we get home.
He's always threatening, but he never follows through.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Millie, a lot of us know in the scene that Millie is a therapist, and she really wants people to be happy. So she does the good deed and gives hobos blowjobs behind Denny's, you know, to heighten the frequency of humanity, one bum at a time.
It was only once. I'm just kidding, you guys. I've never done that. At Denny's. So, those of you guys who know Boom know that he has his name on a lot of things. And for those of you who don't know, he's got t-shirts that say Boom, he's got the vanity plates that say Boom, his glasses say Boom, we've got coasters that say Boom, and he'll tell you that this is like really genius marketing, like brand recognition, but actually, you guys, if he doesn't have his name everywhere, he forgets how to spell it.
So, Millie likes to spend a lot of time outdoors, and you know, she spends a lot of time in the mountains by herself a lot of times. And I always ask her, I said, aren't you worried about getting eaten by a mountain lion? And she's like, no, mountain lions don't like gristle.
What he doesn't tell you is that he doesn't come to the mountains with me because he's terrified of mountain lions. We were up in the mountains one time. This isn't my roast, but this is just a funny story. And his little chin starts quivering, and he's like, Millie, what time do bears eat dinner?
I was
he pretty
concerned.
much jumped into my arms.
I was concerned.
So my last joke is you look at this guy and you think, wow, like he's just very fit and strong, probably the Rambo genes that he got. And what the confusing part though, he really is very in shape, very fit, but it gets really confusing when he takes off his shirt and you're like, it looks like he swallowed a pillow. Body pillow.
All right, Nelia. Fine. You got good jokes. But I think you need better jokes, kind of like Fabio needs a bra. And you could probably borrow it, but it'd probably be too big.
There.
Please let me win, because I got to dig into Cole later. She's not built for Cole.
No,
but I am.
no.
All right, y'all, what do you think? Millie? Woo! Or Benny Boom? Benny Boom! Yeah. They gotta drive back to Montrose together, so that's good. We need that. Okay, next up. Our final comedian pair until we move on to the next bracket. We have, please welcome to the stage, Cole and J.S. Jonathan, come on,
man. Good shit.
Dude, look at all the privilege. So much privilege everywhere.
I know, dude. How'd they get in here? You want to go first?
There you go. White privilege, baby.
Alright, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'll fucking do it. I heard that Jonathan was in the Navy, which makes sense because he clearly likes being around seamen. You also look like a Navy SEAL. Yeah, the SEAL part.
What to talk about Cole? So many things that I could say that CNN has already talked about. But,
hey man, we got to storm the Capitol. What are we doing?
Right, here's one. Not a lot of people know this, but Cole was raped. Yeah, he was raped. But did you know he deserved it?
Okay, all right. I definitely did. It's what happens in confessionals, people. I mean, Father John gets a little handy. All right, John looks like he gets a lot of jobs under the table. You know, the kind of jobs that involve your hand in another man's cock.
A little bit. I guess you can say Cole is everything that America's afraid of. His political views make you think he'll burn a bra in Houston with women, but his face says school shooter.
I gotta kill somewhere, right?
Oh, fuck. I heard that your dad died of cancer. Woo!
Every Father's Day.
Yeah. It looks like he beat cancer, or I mean, looks like he beat you instead of beating cancer. Fuck that joke.
After the events of January 6th, Cole said that the white man has never been disrespected since Barack Obama.
All right. I think that's all the jokes.
All right, let's hear it for Cole. Let's hear it for Jonathan. All right, Jonathan takes it. All right, you guys, so now we're going to take a 3-minute music break. Our comics are going to write jokes. You guys are going to get beer and get food. We'll see you in 3 minutes.
Then it goes into drugs. Right. That's a whole different alley now. Exactly, but it all coincides, you know. Woo!
I probably should have done that a little smoother, just faded it out, but whatever. The music's off. I'm talking now. All right, our 3 minutes is up. Our comics, I hope you've written your jokes. First coming up for this next bracket, we've got Benny Boom. Let's hear it for Benny Boom. And Jonathan. Here for Jonathan.
Out the gate.
Brown pride, dude.
Brown pride.
That's getting spicy.
You want to go first?
Benny looks like he leaves his wife and kids at home and sells ecstasy to 22-year-olds.
That's cool. I don't want to roast you too hard because we're both brown brothers, you know? And, well, that and you might scalp me after the show. If I don't buy you another drink.
Benny said he married his wife out of love, but we all know he did it for the credit score.
Oh god, this is sad. This is brown on brown crime, friends. And it's sad because he looks a lot like me. Like after I decided to give up on my life. And your jokes are great. They really are. They're tight, man. Like almost as tight as your shirt. Toy.
Benny looks like a bootleg DVD of the Backstreet Boys from Mexico.
Jonathan's new to the comedy game, and I'm glad you're here. You know, people need to know about you, and but I'm telling you, like, no matter how hard you kiss Shelton's ass, you're not getting your land back. Sweet, that's sweet.
Fuck yeah, guys. Hell of a round. Hug it out. Sweet. All right. Let's hear it for Benny. All right. Let's hear it for Jonathan. All right. Jonathan took the cake on that one. Good shit, man. All right. Our next roasters are Angela and Emily. Let's get them up here. Get a round of applause for them. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
The last thing you saw was brown on brown crime. Now you're fixing to see girl on girl crime, but we charge you significantly less for that. Would you like to go first? Go ahead.
Sure. So Emily looks like a woke Mrs. Santa Claus. Like she would cancel Santa for coming down the chimney without consent.
Hashtag cancel Santa. Angela thinks her sex life is as interesting as Kim Kardashian's, but it's more like Courtney. No, Chloe. Rob.
So Emily is thick and polyamorous, and have you ever been satisfied?
So Angela does get stuffed, and some would argue tighter than the pipes of the toilet Cole just dropped an anxiety pre-show shit in.
So Emily's in a relationship with another married couple, which is a big commitment to a life of being a permanent third wheel.
Track life, baby. You know, Angela, I hear they're actually making a Tinder for older people. It's called Flame to kind of reflect menopause.
Good job. Okay, let's hear it for Emily. Let's hear it for Angela. What do y'all think?
Again, do it again, man.
Let's hear it for Emily. Let's hear it for Angela. Yeah, I think it's Emily. I think it's Emily. I'm pretty sure it's Emily. All right, cool. So I'm on to the next round. So we'll take another 3-minute break-ish to get our comedians to prepare their jokes. So you guys can get drinks or food or whatever, and we'll see you back here in about 3 minutes. So funny.
All it is this red button and this on and off button. And it turns off automatically after a little while.
All right, let's bring up our final comedian for the night. Jonathan and Emily, let's see it. Let's hear it,
Ladies first.
Ladies first? Alright. You know, I had a hard time writing some roast, but then I figured, I know you smoke weed because somehow you look like both Cheech and Chong.
Emily told me that she knew she was into girls since the day she was born. Personally, I just think she just wanted to eat in bed.
You know, Jonathan is fatherless, but not for the reason you'd think most brown people are. His dad actually died of cancer, and it's okay, we're part of a very, very special club. We're God's chosen. Me a little bit more because I'm white, though.
A lot of people say Emily's jokes are low-hanging fruit, but from the looks of it, she could use all the fruit possible.
Fruit of the loom, baby. And here, Jonathan served in the Navy, and for the 6 months he was deployed, that was the wettest his girlfriend has ever been.
Emily says she's a freedom fighter for all rights, gay, lesbian, straight, transgender. Some say that she'd be more of like a Harriet Tubman if she picked cotton candy.
Damn.
You know, I don't know why Jonathan joined the Navy. Just by his genetics, he looked like he had some poor swimmers.
Emily reminds me of Anne Frank, but instead of being locked in an attic, she was locked in the kitchen.
To the stove, baby. Because you're in the Navy, I bet when you play village people, you think you're the sailor, when really it's the construction worker.
Emily's in a throuple because it takes 3 to tango.
With all this body, yada, yada, yada. That was 5, yeah.
Good job. Okay, let's hear it. This is our final round, so you guys got to give a real honest vote. You know, this whoever wins this is going home with a trophy. It's fucking serious. Let's hear it for Emily. Let's hear it for Jonathan. All right, I think Jonathan takes it. And I've got a trophy for you. I meant to present it, but oh, thank you. Yes. Congratulations. All right, you guys. That's our show. That's our show. Thank you guys so much for coming. Thank you, Gemini, for having us. You guys look forward to this. We're going to do something every second Saturday here at Gemini for the next couple months, okay? So like us on Facebook, Joke Junction. We'll have some kind of event that you guys can come to. Thank you so much for coming out and supporting your local comedy scene. Let's give a round of applause to all these performers. Thank you guys so much. You guys have a good night.
Awesome. That was really good.